All right, going short MNQ. This is a second attempt at lower prices. First attempt, we were stopped out. Entry off fair value gap after displacement. Looking at the higher time frames, it was a little difficult. The 4 hour was bearish. The 1 hour and the 15 were, I would say, neutral, leaning more on the side of bullish, but I was hesitant on going long because of that 4 hour. Um, we had taken out the previous 4 hour high, and I traded Asia the night prior, and we were pretty much bullish that whole session. So, looking at London, we had also prices had also gone up from London session as well. So I was just kind of hesitant on going long. So yeah, I gave myself a second opportunity to enter after we took out that small intermediate relative equal highs. Um, Setting my stop above the consequent encroachment of that wick high. And the reason I wanted to go short too was because of the relative equal lows that we had set at a London session. They just looked too juicy, too clean. Um, you know, like whenever I see those clean lows, relative equal lows, I'm constantly, especially from a previous session, my eye is just always gravitating to that. So we're dealing with some drawdown here. This is during the 8:50 and 9:10 a.m. pre-market macro. Setting my limit orders for partials. Um, I figured that maybe we have an opportunity to dig into that hourly fair value gap. So I put best case scenario at the consequent encroachment for terminus. And here is a perfect example of like me last year trading. I would have got freaked out or maybe even stopped out at something like this, seeing that candle. But I'm staying calm. I set my stop. I accept my risk, and I move forward. Not worried about the outcome. Just focusing on the process of my trading and how I'm reading price at that given moment, and accepting failure or a win. And loss is not really a failure. It's just a loss. We move on from it. Again, I'm looking, I want this to be a reclaimed fair value gap. I want price to close below it. This was also on the 5 minute, we had a potential inversion fair value gap that I was looking at, and I wanted it to fail. I wanted price to reclaim that city on the 5 minute, marking out what looks like a breaker to me. Um, a little later on in the vid, I change it because I'm realizing we actually don't close below that down close candle all the way to the left. So it technically it's not a breaker just yet, but I put, I annotated and say possible breaker. I like how price is refusing to return to that fair value gap that we have reclaimed. Not adjusting my stop just yet. That 8:59:10 macro, I like trading it. But you just have to be, what I've noticed for myself, I have to be mindful of my stop placement. I can't have a tight stop because sometimes that macro, more than likely that macro will run into the 9:30 open, And with 9:30 open, you get these massive wicks, and then it goes right to where you want it to go. So I'm just giving myself room in case that happens. Um, and because that wick that I have my stop above its consequent encroachment, because that wick is higher than the previous wick that formed at what, like 8:45, I see that as we have already taken that buy side. So I feel like it's safe, and price won't return to it at 9:30 open. It could, but it's likely that it won't. So now I'm annotating it to an actual breaker because we do get that close before that down close candle all the way to the left. Just being mindful of time. Remember, it's time and then price. Okay, so price is reaching back up into that fair value gap. Again, I've accepted my risk. I don't care if I get stopped. I am just trading what I see. So we get a close above that fair value gap, but we get strong displacement here, a strong down close candle. Um, and it closes, I believe, below the breaker. Um, yeah, and so that's where I'm pretty confident we hit our, yeah, see, we take out that London low. I immediately move stops below. I'm looking for that consequent encroachment of that 1 hour, but it's not needed. I could get wicked out here, and that's exactly what happens. Wicked out, but we made money on that trade.